OMW, on my way to you, good at what I do.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lost Ox Media, everyone. As always, I'm so happy to see you. There's nothing I love more in this world than talking about some of my favorite jamokes with some of my favorite people. That's you guys. Yes, of course, let's give it up for you. Man. Who do we have on the docket today? Okay, let's get into this. We got AB being higher than Eagle Pussy on the H3 show, which is very, very fun watch. Wait until I get into those time codes with you. Then we're going to dive into Tim Dillon's new Netflix special, This Is Your Country. This was a very interesting one because it's like a Jerry Springer style show, but it ended up being a comedy special. I thought it was a show in the beginning. When it finished, I was like, where's the next episode? Like, am I getting ripped off or what? What the fuck? Then, of course, we have one of our favorite jamokes, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
No, sometimes you don't. And this episode, he has Sam Talent on. Sam Talent does a little bit of pandering, a little bit of begging for followers and ticket sales. And I'm going to prove to you, by the end of this episode, that the Kill Tony show, the Kill Tony comedians, and the Kill Tony audience are all retarded. I'm telling you, they have to be. This show has to be just full of people that are completely stupid. It's like something out of Idiocracy. Then we got Ethan Klein making some good old sexist jokes. That'll all be covered and more on our H3 segment, What's Eating Ethan Klein? Yes. What is eating Ethan Klein? So let's not hold you too long. Finish out this song, and then we'll get right into those time codes. Yes, we will.
OMW, on my way to you, good at what I do. I'm OMW.
Yes, she is. She's on her way to you. So let's get into this Tim Dillon special on Netflix we got here. This was a very weird one, like I said. It was advertised, like when Tim Dillon was promoting it, Netflix was promoting it. You're seeing it on Twitter. You're seeing it on Instagram. You're seeing it on all these different places. It looked like a show. I thought it was going to be like 6 episodes long or something. They gave him some sort of extended deal like that. Turns out it wasn't. It's just a regular ass hour-long comedy special. And they tried to promote the whole thing. Like even when the show started, they said, oh, this is completely unscripted. This is like unscripted reality TV style special. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't. The actors that they put on this bitch were so bad. You could clearly tell that the whole thing was scripted as fuck. I'm talking bad. Like, and even the scenarios that people were coming on there to like confess or apologize and Tim was going to talk about, they all seem so outlandish that there's no way in hell. You have to be a complete idiot to believe that any of that stuff was unscripted. And this show, coupled with Kill Tony and many, many other shows out there, are kind of proving this like idiocracy type theory that I have for the state of the country, maybe even the world. It's like, if you watch the movie Idiocracy, one of the big themes in the beginning was like the people were so stupid that the television that they watched was like completely asinine. I think there was a show on there called like Ow My Balls. And the whole thing is just people getting kicked in the nuts. This Tim Dillon shit right here kind of reminds me of like that. Like that. This is completely something that you would see somebody, like in the movie WALL-E. They'd be like completely strapped to a chair with like a feeding tube in their mouth. They'd be watching this. A Netflix comedy special. This is an unscripted program. These people are real. Tragically, this is your country.
Hello, pigs. I think we can all agree that America's a rotting corpse of an empire and we live in hell. So when Netflix gave us a bunch of money to make whatever the fuck we're doing about the election, we figured, why waste our time talking to politicians? Let's talk to the food-poisoned, drug-addicted sex criminals who live here. Yeah! Come on. My name is Tim Dillon, and regrettably, this is your country.
Oh, yes. Let's give a round of applause for Tim Dillon. We will not be playing the rest of that intro due to copyrighted music. Sorry about that, guys. But we will be getting into some of these bookmarks that I have saved. I found this new extension where I could like go and watch a Netflix video and just save a bunch of different time codes. So that's what I did. We saved a bunch of different time codes, and now we're about to go through them. So, like I said, this is a very Jerry Springer style show. I won't hold you on that concept too much. If you don't know what Jerry Springer is, look it up, okay? Basically, this guy, he's about to start pulling people out, like quote-unquote real people. They're about to start confessing some stuff. This first guy, his whole situation is, he says he massages BBLs for a living, and now he's getting into porn and his girlfriend doesn't know. That's the concept here. So remember I told you earlier, I said it seems so like falsely unscripted, like they did such a bad job of trying to make it seem unscripted that even the situations were just like completely unbelievable. Like, who's gonna honestly believe that you have a job specifically massaging BBLs? Like, that's something that's lost on me? Am I in the wrong business? Like, what's going on here? I'm wasting all my time doing like production shit, and I could just be massaging fake asses for a living, what, in like Hollywood or something? Where's this guy doing this shit? So that's the first thing that we're going to get into. I'll show you guys this right here. It's very wild. Check this out.
What is it? Is it like kneading a good sourdough? What is... In fact, you know what, William? Why don't you just show us?
No problem.
Bring out the BBL.
Bring out the BBL.
Bring out the BBL, baby.
Jesus
William, I want you to...
Christ. Look, they're bringing it out like it's a cake. How classic is that? Look at this shit right here. Am I even going to be able to show this on fucking YouTube? Okay, so like I said, I explained to you like what this guy's whole jib is. His name, all that other bullshit ain't important. He massages BBLs. He hasn't told his girlfriend he's doing porn. For right now, that's all you need to know. Okay? Let's leave it at that. But now Tim, he wants to, obviously, you want to make good TV. You go, what's behind this whole you massaging BBLs? What's the ins and outs of that? And Tim asks, he wants to make a joke. He goes, is it like kneading a good sourdough? You know? Is it like kneading a good sourdough? You beat it up like dough? And he goes, you know what? Better. Don't even try to explain it. We're going to have you show us. Bring out the BBL, right? The whole audience that, yes, we're finally getting to see this. But it's crazy because the way that they end up bringing this thing out, for those of you listening at home, it's the bottom half of a sex doll. It's like, you know how people buy those, you can buy like sex dolls in like portions, like a serial killer. You can buy just the bottom half, just the top half. You could get just the middle. You know what I mean? So this guy, they come out, they bring like just the butt, you know? And they're bringing it out on like a food cart that you would see at like a 5-star hotel. You know, back in the like 90s when you'd see room service depicted in movies, they come out with that cart. It has the steel dome on it. They lift up the dome. You got nice, hot, steamy lobster and steak under there. We're talking basically the same thing right here, but there's a fake ass under it. When they pull the dome open, it's a fake ass. It's just sitting there. So this guy's carting this thing out like it's like a wedding cake, you know? And it's jiggling and shit like that. Watch this. This is actually kind of crazy.
Out the BBL.
Watch it jiggle. This is crazy.
Bring out the BBL, baby.
Look at it
William,
jiggling.
I want you to stand up, and I want you to walk the audience through a BBL massage.
Definitely. Well, this might be pre-BBL. Gotta lube it up or moisturize it up. Put a little bit in your hands. And then you want to just slowly caress.
Okay, now I want y'all to pay attention to this. Because if you got to do this at any point in your life, you are going to need these tips. Okay? So let's not like gloss over this as if this is like information that not like, everybody needs to know this shit. You know, because the BBLs, that's the future. These girls are seeing this online. They're seeing it on social media. This is like, you know, the new generations, they're all going to have these. So you men who are coming up now in this day and age, you are going to need to know how to massage, properly take care of these things, maintain them, oil them, perhaps. I don't know. Whatever maintenance it takes. You can't just go bringing your girl to some mechanic. You got to be able to do this shit at home. Okay? Let's watch this guy's technique one more time.
Be pre-BBL. Gotta lube it up or moisturize it up. Put a little bit in your hands. And then you want to just slowly caress.
Look at this fucking guy.
Is there any special technique other than what we just saw really is you just kind of grabbing an ass?
Yes. So as you're massaging it, you want to just check in with them, you know, from time to time. Ask them, hey, how's it doing? You want more pressure? Sometimes, you know, they'll moan instead of saying yes. So,
right.
You know, when they moan, they'll probably moan like, oh, yes, yes.
Does your girlfriend have...
Okay. So you get the gist of the point I'm trying to make here. You cannot tell me that this shit is real. It might be entertaining, yeah, but don't just lie to us. Don't lie to us, Tim. This is not real. And you have to be a complete fucking moron to believe that this is real. Like, this is crazy to me. Okay? Now, if this was just advertised like, yo, we did this comedy special, we're doing like these skits, you know, shit like that, then like, okay, you know, this kind of passes. But everyone even knew Jerry Springer was like not real. You know, maybe not for like the first 5-10 years, but it's 2024, man. People got the internet, all sorts of shit. People see right through this dog shit. Now, once again, could it have been funny? Yeah. But to try to play this off as being real, and it's so funny that when you take people and you put them in a situation like this, I'm referring to the audience in this case, that you get caught up in like what's going on around you, that the audience just kind of like play. It's like you get this like brain fog for the time that you're in that audience on that live set, that you're like, maybe this is real, you know? And you can see people in the audience like genuinely buying this bullshit. It's kind of crazy. This is why I say it makes me worry about the state of the country that we live in, which I get. It's funny because that's the whole point of this special, is Tim just kind of being like, look at how stupid you guys are. How funny would it be if he was doing like some meta thing right now, right? And he was doing it like on purpose. Like he's like, Nikocado avocado. He's like, I'm 2 steps ahead. I made you all think this was real. He comes out, he says it was all fake.
William. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shihari to the show.
Are you fucking kidding me, yo? 3 years of this fucking bullshit I gotta deal with you. This shit is fucking crazy and mad embarrassing.
Shihari, what is making you upset?
What's making me upset is that he be around ass and titties all day. Like, do you not have enough ass and...
Look at how funny this is. I didn't even notice this until right now. So once again, getting into the whole thing, this is all fake. It's not real. These people aren't real. The names aren't real. The situations aren't real. Tim is calling this woman Shihari, right? Shihari is what he just called her twice now. He called her this. Okay? Now, we're going to go back. I'm going to show you again. He says Shihari. Wait until you see the lower third that comes up on the screen that actually says her name. It is not Shihari, okay?
This shit is fucking crazy and mad embarrassing.
Shihari, what is making you
Shihari, there he goes. He says it once.
upset?
What's making me upset is that he be around...
Look at that. What's her name?
Ass and titties all day.
Shirini
Like,
is
do you
her
not have-
name. Shirini is her name. There's no Shihari. Who the fuck is Shihari here? Okay? So he doesn't even have like the script right on this shit. This is wild.
Have enough ass and titties at home?
It's a job.
All right, well, get another job. Why you don't fucking work at Target? Huh? You got the outfit for it.
She's not wrong there. You look at this fucking guy. Look at this. He does look like a manager at a Target. He's even giving her like the manager side eye. You know when like when you were a kid, you do some stupid shit in Target with your friends. Maybe you like live in a neighborhood that's nearby a Target or something. You're getting into some trouble, you know, smacking shit around the aisles, trying to do some Jack Doherty viral shit, you know? And the manager sees you and they give you that side eye. They go, what the fuck are you doing over there? Do I need to call the cops? You know, this is guy, he's doing the same shit. So she's kind of spot on. He does look like a Target employee.
Not have enough ass and titties at home?
It's a job.
All right, well, get another job. Why you don't fucking work at Target? Huh? You got the outfit for it.
That's a burn if I ever fucking heard one. So the show is just kind of filled with stuff like this, right? And I'll just show you guys real quick. I'm not gonna like go into like explaining like a bunch of stuff on this one. It ends up getting to the point to where like this guy, they bring his mom on. His mom, quote unquote, finds out. I'll show you this one. I'll show you guys. This one's kind of funny that they even put this in there. Watch this.
I came clean to show you about me doing porn. I did
You knew
porn.
he used to do porn?
Whoa. Wait a second. Doing porn?
Yes, I did
Not
porn.
OnlyFans, porn.
It's the same thing.
Having sex?
It's not.
Yes. It was like 3 years ago.
Oh, look at that. Audience got him busted. Okay, so now we're playing into the situation a little bit, right? The audience is playing into this a little bit, right? The guy goes, hey, mom, I did porn. It was like 3 years ago. The audience member, right away, this guy heckles. He goes, nah, bro, he's still doing it. He's still doing the shit, right? So now listen to what the mom says. This is kind of funny writing right here. You know what I mean? Because once again, ain't nobody buying that this is actually real. But this is kind of a little bit funny writing right here. Listen to this.
William, when did you stop doing porn?
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Yeah. You went to school
Right.
to do film. I'm not understanding. I bought you all the equipment. I bought you cameras. I bought you lights. I bought you booms. I bought you all of this stuff. I'm not understanding.
Make a really good living off
William,
this,
can you tell us how much money you're making doing this?
So nobody gives a fuck about the money. This is kind of a funny situation if this was actually real, right? If this was actually real and this guy finessed his mom out of like camera equipment, lighting, all this shit, just so he could shoot some porn, I mean, we got to give it up for that. This guy's like a fucking evil genius. If this is really the case, this guy is like the most diabolical man on earth to do that with your mom's hard-earned cash like that, right? Kind of crazy. But once again, this is like a whole Jerry Springer-esque type situation here. So where do you think it ends up? The guy ends up asking his girl to marry her. She says yes. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. This is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. But they're bringing on like, okay, this is how desperate this whole thing kind of seemed to me, you know? The next person that they end up bringing on is like a Mexican guy, right? And his whole thing is, he goes, I don't want to live in America anymore, man. That's this guy's like that's the whole situation. Is this Mexican guy says America is so crazy, I want to go back to Mexico. And the whole segment is they're basically bringing like his family on to be like, yo, you got to stay, bro. We love America. America's the shit. And this guy's like, no, sí, señor, I don't like America no more, man. Like, I cannot live here no more. So watch, I'm going to show you when they bring this guy out, right? And I'm going to show you some of the people that they try to bring on to convince this guy to fucking stay as if it's funny.
And now, he immigrated to this country 35 years ago, and now he wants to get the hell out of here unless his son can convince him to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Sergio.
Look at this guy. Illegal! He's an illegal! Somebody come and get this guy. There's no way this guy has papers. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. This guy's dancing on the stage. You know what I mean? This doesn't look like somebody who's ready to leave America. This looks like somebody who, like, he's looking at this like it's an opportunity for him. He's like, man, I'm on TV, man. I got all the cameras on me. I shave my mustache. I make it look good. I got the little soul patch. This guy comes out with the cowboy hat on. He's got some nice little shiny sneakers on and shit like that. This guy is not leaving America anytime soon, okay?
Sergio, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Is there anything or anyone that could convince you to stay in this country?
Nah. I have decided then that America is not the American dream for me no more, and I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's not American dream for me no more. I want to get out of here, man. You know, I can take this American money. I can make it. I go back home. You know, like this guy. This has to be dog shit. I will say he sounds like a real Mexican though. I'll give him that. He sounds like an authentic Mexican. But like I said, this segment necessarily is like not all that exciting, you know? And they try to like punch it up with like ridiculous ass humor by bringing some people out, quote unquote, to help convince this guy to stay in America, as if his son couldn't do it. Well, this person quite possibly can. Watch how stupid this shit is.
I cannot find one reason to keep this man in the shithole of the country. I cannot. I believe we have a patriot who will come out here and convince Sergio once and for all that this is the greatest country in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bandit to the show. Give it up for Bandit. Give it up for Bandit. Take a seat. What the fuck?
Okay. So this is the direction of the comedy that we're going in here. This is comedic genius, right? Dave Chappelle could not have written a better skit than this. So this guy, he's an American now, probably illegal Mexican guy living in America. Maybe he's not legal. Maybe he's not illegal. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? So this guy's here. He says, "Oh, the American dream is not the American dream for me no more, man. Okay, I'm out of here." How do they say? Hasta luego, baby. So his son tries to convince him he can't do it. Tim Dillon says, "I got somebody that'll convince you." Tim brings out a fucking furry. So this is like, they think this is funny. They go, well, let's get this traditional Mexican guy who wants to leave the country anyway, and let's just like poke at him even further by bringing some shit that he's not even going to be able to closely understand in the slightest. Okay, it's just going to freak this guy out even more. Once again, if this was all real, you know? So that's where we're going with this.
USA! 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 What you two should do, I'm not even kidding, is get with him later and just do some fun home invasions. You know what I mean? Bandit, do you feel...
I'm not going to lie, that was pretty good. The two people that he just made that joke to looked like some of the Manson kids. You know, those crazy, dirty hippies that were like running around in people's houses in Los Angeles, like killing people. That's the kind of shit that I'm seeing with those two. So then, what do we got? OnlyFans, a cousin's doing OnlyFans. Her other cousin wants her to stop. Another girl, she's a little bit too chubby. Her mom wants her to lose weight. This is the kind of shit that we're talking about. I'm like shocked that this show or special, comedy special, whatever it is, even made it to the top 10 on Netflix. Like, I saw Tim Dillon posting about this shit online. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Because when I even saw the trailers for this, I thought about like just how stupid it looked. Like Jerry Springer ended for a reason. You know, we not bringing it back for a reason, you know? I think, if I'm not mistaken, the security guard, like the main security guard on Jerry Springer, did like a reboot. And that shit lasted a couple of years, but I don't even think that's around anymore. So this is what I'm saying. We're over all this shit. I don't know what Tim Dillon was thinking trying to pull this one off, but we can give it up for him for at least putting in the effort. If you ask me, that shit was well played out. Like, I can't do it. But what we can do is we could have a little bit of a smoke break before we get into what's eating Ethan Klein, because AB is higher than hell, baby. So have yourself a couple puffs with me, and let's get back into another episode of Lost Ox Media.
상관없는 자에게는 묻지 마세요. 손 깨끗이 씻고 and I live to tell the tale. 못이 박히기 했지만 coffin and a nail. Very so deep in your excrete. 누구 탓해? 다 네가 한지. I've been mute. I've been discreet. 할 만한 사람 다 알아. 나 in these streets. 시끄럽 시끌벅적 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 동네 시끄럽네요 시끌벅적 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 하나 사람 많네요 come hit you and run.
Only a couple puffs. I just want to have a couple because AB is so stoned in this next segment. When I show you, man, this guy is doing like all the classic stoner shit, like not talking into the microphone, sitting in there like a rock. You know, when people, that's why they call it getting stoned, for those of you that don't know. It's like, you ever go and smoke with somebody, they take that one too many rips, you know? And then for the rest of the night, they're just sitting there like, you know, just dead to the world. They're there. You can talk to them. They'll give you like a one-word answer. It's like always like a situation where you're like, yo, bro, you good? You good? And they just look at you like, oh. Like, yeah, man, I'm good. They go right back into that zone. You know, that's why they call it getting stoned. And AB on this episode is stoned as shit. Funny thing is, it's from that Ice Spice episode that we talked about in the last episode of Lost Docs Media. So let's finish out these puffs and then we'll get right into it.
Dead Timmy, R.I.P. buried. 무리들이 몰려온다 사자해라 미리. Dead Timmy, R.I.P. buried. 무릎 꿇고 고개 숙여 반성해라 피리.
All right, let's get back into it with our What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. And give it up for that. Yes, yes, yes. So like I said, AB, he's pulling out all the stoner hits in this episode. And I won't hold us too long with the rhetoric. We'll kind of just get right into the time codes. But to briefly explain it and contextualize all this, in the last episode, I briefly brought up them covering Ice Spice. And the reason I brought it up is because the crew, they didn't understand this like lingo, kind of made them look like, you know, the whitest kids you know. When somebody in a TikTok was saying how they were mad tight, and the crew kind of didn't understand it. And funny enough, I brought up the fact that when the crew was like trying to figure out what that saying meant, I kind of brought up the fact that AB was kind of just sitting there looking like he didn't give a fuck. I even went as far as to say that I was like, what did I say? I said, oh, he probably actually knew what the saying meant, and he just wanted to let everybody else squirm and sit back and just kind of enjoy that moment. Turns out that wasn't the case at all. This guy had eaten like a 15 milligram gummy, and it was completely stoned out of his gourd. Like, I'm talking blasted out stoned. And when I went back to watch the episode after finding this out, because he talks about it in the next episode, he says, I did something unprofessional. I ate this gummy. So naturally after hearing that, I'm like, let me go back and see if I could find like these funny little moments of AB just being like completely stoned out of his mind. And when I went back and watched, I found more than a couple. I wanted to share those with you because I enjoy 8B. He's like Ethan's punching bag and shit like that. And that's kind of almost why I like him even more. I'm like rooting for him because I want to see him leave that show and get a better job where he's more appreciated, even though he's kind of an idiot. So when I saw this stuff, I just thought, there goes cute old AB doing it all over again. Watch this. This is going to be the first signs that we see of the weed creeping in on poor little AB. Watch this.
It's in my pocket.
Oh my god.
Oh,
what a delight. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
What is autumn without
Dunkin'?
These are ice spice.
These are huge.
Pumpkin latte.
Oh.
Okay, so they're getting ready to sit down so Olivia can take over and do the Ice Spice PowerPoint. She's like the lead on this whole thing, you know? And of course, she's not going to get her due diligence, just desserts, her rightful airtime, all this, because Ethan's going to fucking sidetrack this whole thing. That's getting beside the point. I'm about to sidetrack this whole thing. Maybe the puffs were a bad idea. Anyway, now they're getting their coffees, they're passing them around, stuff like that. You can't see AB right now, but you'll see when people start moving over to the side, you see AB kind of creeping in the background. He has no idea what to do. He's kind of just like There's like 4 chairs there that he could easily just sit in. He's just sitting there shuffling around like frantically. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. And you'll see these are the first signs. This is the chronic starting to take effect on him. Watch this.
Oh my God.
These are massive. And Tom is joining us.
Look at AB.
Just probably right here.
Tommy Lee.
I can't believe we got
here.
these ice spices.
Look at him staring into the camera.
See the bottom of my outfit.
We're oversight. Oh, you're good.
Bro, this guy is higher than fuck, dude. Look at this. Look, I paused on the perfect moment. Let me get like a good zoom in on his face right here. This is actually fun. Look at that smile, dude. He looks so fucking high, dude. He looks like a serial killer, actually. He looks like a character out of the show You. You know, you ever see that show on Netflix? That was a creepy show. Chris D'Elia on there, you know, playing himself. So this is AB's higher than fuck. And this is a perfect like spot right here to stay zoomed in on. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Just watch like AB almost has like these like 5 signs of grief on his face kind of thing going on here. You'll see he's like happy, then he's confused, then he looks kind of like sad a little bit, then he looks a little disoriented, then he goes back to happy. Watch all this range of emotions that go across his stoned little face.
These are massive. And Tom is joining us.
Just probably right here.
Tommy Lee.
I can't believe we got
here.
these ice spices.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought you guys would get to see the bottom of my outfit.
Tom, we're oversight. Oh, you're good.
Olivia doesn't.
Look at how fucking stoned he is. Now he's giving the side eye over to the crew talking. He's like, I can't understand fucking shit these guys are saying. This guy is out of his mind, and this is just the beginning. Wait until I show you more.
Do we think about Olivia not having a mic here, Dan?
Look, he still can't figure it out. He's still trying to figure out a seat. There are 6 chairs behind him. He can't figure out where to sit. I love AB for this. This episode made me like a even bigger fan of it. If anything, I'm watching the show strictly for AB from this point forward. Okay, this guy is just so good. Now, once again, it's just kicking in, right? This guy is about to tell us how he forgot that he's lactose intolerant. So remember, I told you Dan's passing around all those coffees to everybody to get everybody nice and settled in for Olivia's PowerPoint. AB forgets to tell them, to get oat milk. So that's how he was that stoned when they even made the coffee order. This guy forgot that he himself is lactose intolerant. So now this guy's about to start drinking coffee. That's going to put him even more in his head because he's going to be worrying about like shit in his pants the entire episode. Listen to him talk about this. This is good shit.
Oh yeah, that's the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too much work.
Here, I'm going to use this.
I love everything about Duncan.
Do you? That's like a classic Olivia quote. I love everything about Duncan. That actually sounds like a tweet from her Twitter account. Like she posts like shit where she'll be like, I need more attention now. Can somebody help me out with that? 30,000 impressions. Like, I think I talked about her on the show before. She's like a Clueless character, but in real life. It's kind of fucking crazy to me. But now watch it. Listen to AB.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
This is not going to work.
I'm just going for it with the paper.
Well, maybe it will.
Fuck this straw shit.
Let's zoom in on AB a little bit, dude. Look at his body language. Look at the way he's sipping on his coffee. You don't ever see AB like, so like, inward. He's like kind of acting very like inward. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be like extroverted at all, you know? He's very introverted right now. He's sipping on his coffee all awkward, body posture, very arms close to his torso. You know what I mean? This guy is like on the brink of something right now.
I don't have Uggs on. Am I still allowed to drink it? Sorry.
All right.
Look, did you see? Jesus Christ. You have to be watching this. If you're listening to this, you are not going to understand this episode fully. You have to go and watch the episode on YouTube. I'm telling you. Let's go back right here. Watch. I told you his body language is all crazy. He's all in his head. He's about to remember the fact that he's lactose intolerant. You can like see the moment he remembers right here. Watch. He's about to take a sip of his coffee and he chokes on it. And then without a microphone, anything, he goes, sorry. And then bends over to like put the coffee down. Watch this shit. This is great.
Maybe it will.
Fuck the straw shit.
I don't have Uggs on. Am I still allowed to drink it? Sorry.
All right.
Very subtly, you see him. He takes a sip of the coffee. He goes, sorry about that. He's not talking it. Nobody's paying attention to him. You know, that's how in his head he is. He's stoned as fuck.
Everybody.
I'm going
It's all right.
to shit
Spice
my
lattes
pants.
suck,
I
dude.
forgot that
What?
I
Tastes
didn't get
great.
oat milk.
It's good.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh shit.
You forgot you're lactose intolerant?
I didn't get an oat milk one, so yeah.
Bro, you just
Oh,
gotta
you forgot to
hit it
order.
hard.
Are you
It could be
lactose?
fun for the show.
You can't eat cheese.
So this guy, once again, he forgot he's lactose intolerant, right? This is not something people just forget unless they're high as fuck. This is clearly a wave that he has not written very often. You know what I mean? Written. You hear that? I'm high as hell. This is clearly a wave that he has not ridden very often, okay? This is all new territory to him. He might as well be in a different studio. He's lost right now. Now watch, he's about to pull one of the most stoner moves I have ever seen in my entire life. Once again, if you're listening, you're not doing yourself justice. Watch the way he pulls this off. Watch this.
One, so yeah.
Bro, you just
Oh,
gotta
you forgot to
hit it
order.
hard.
Are you
It could be
lactose?
fun for the show.
You can't eat cheese?
No, I still do. It's just
It fucks you up.
yeah. If you guys smell anything, don't say.
Is that common for Lebanese?
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people actually that have that problem.
Look at this shit. Okay. I have to contextualize this for people who are listening. So they're asking him about the lactose intolerant, right? He's got a mic in one hand. He's got a coffee in the other hand. He's got a scarf around his neck. He's wearing his glasses, which you don't see him do like every single episode, right? He's got a lot of stuff going. For somebody as high as him, he might as well have like 100 things going on right now. He is losing himself, okay? Is what's happening here. He's starting to lose himself. He's starting to really get into his own head. And when people start doing that, their behavior, unbeknownst to them, gets very sporadic. They start doing very stupid shit without even realizing it. Everyone around them picks up on it. Surprisingly enough, the group here doesn't pick up on it. But me and the audience did. So AB's sitting there explaining how he has lactose intolerant. He's talking into the mic on one hand. He's got the coffee in the other hand. He's still fidgeting with the straw. So now he's going back and forth between the coffee and the mic. Ethan says to him, how did you forget that you're lactose intolerant? How does that even work, right? He goes, oh, well, I'm not lactose. He starts talking into the fucking coffee cup. He's not even talking into his own microphone. He has it in his other hand. He's double fisting, so the coffee cup and the microphone are like both right there. He actually goes out of his way to lift the coffee cup up to his mouth, and he starts talking into it. This is fucking solid gold. And you have to see this to believe this. Watch it again, because this is great.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people actually that have that problem.
Look at that. Did you see? He goes right for the coffee cup. Oh my God. So watch. Let's do this again. He goes, I don't know. I've never had that problem. Lifts up the coffee cup to his mouth as if it's the microphone. Spits out that line in this moment of complete high and utter bliss.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of people actually that have that problem. We love cheese.
Look at that. Now he fixed it. I love cheese. I love cheese. It goes back to the microphone. This is classic stoner material right here. Like, this is like watching when you first started getting stoned with your friends, and you know most of you could kind of handle it after a while, but you always got that one friend just takes like one rip and might as well be on fucking Mars, dude. You know what I mean? That's so fucking funny. Now watch. It gets even worse. Remember I was telling you how people, when they get stoned like this, they start getting in these crowded places, they start getting real in their heads, and their body language starts really reflecting that. You know what I mean? It's They kind of almost don't know what to do to act normal. And then when you get in your head and you try to act normal, it makes you act even stranger. You know, it's better to just not even think about it, just exist, you know? But when you get real baked up in these situations, it's very hard to do that. I'm going to be the first to tell you right now, I'm barely holding it together. I'm sitting here recording with you guys, okay? So now watch, AB, you're kind of going to see he has this like skin crawling behavior right here where he's just like doesn't know what to do with himself. He starts messing with his scarf, his clothes, the whole watch this, you'll see.
That name, what, you know,
yeah, it's like
Hitler did.
Adolf. Nobody names a kid Adolf.
Yeah. Rule number one, having a kid.
Well, how
don't
old
name
is
it
she?
Adolf.
She probably was born before the rise of ISIS. So, yeah.
I think she's like a few years younger than me, maybe. She's like 21,
That's crazy.
22.
So there you go.
Tough.
Google some ISIS videos.
So
She's 24.
Just to be clear, no relation to ISIS, the terrorist group.
No relation. We don't have that evidence.
Just to clarify.
Look at AB. Watch him. He starts fidgeting with the scarf. This is where it starts right here. It's like his skin is like crawling. He doesn't know what to do with himself. Watch this.
So
She's 24.
Just to be clear, no relation to ISIS, the terrorist group.
No relation. We don't have that
Just to
evidence.
Look at this guy. He can't stop smiling. This fucker's fucking ripped out of his gourd.
To the right of Ice Spice is Cleotrapa. Cleotrapa is another artist.
That's
Also related to Egypt.
Right?
Look at him. Look at him. I gotta zoom in on this, like, to really get you like the full effect because they're in the PIP. For those of you that don't know, a PIP stands for picture in picture. It's a production term. Okay, so now they're in the PIP. They got an Ice Spice slide, and they're just sitting in the bottom right-hand corner. But look at AB. It really doing this like weird freako shit. Watch this.
Cleotrapa is another artist.
Also related to Egypt.
That's
His
pretty funny.
name is really like.
Look, he's wrapped the scarf completely around almost his entire face except for his eyes. That's how fidgety he is right now. He doesn't know what to do with himself. Watch this.
Another artist.
Also related to Egypt.
Look at this guy. Let's not forget that he's Lebanese. You know what I mean? You looking like a terrorist, man. You have to figure this out. You cannot be this stoned in public like this, my friend. You can't. You're an adult. As a matter of fact, you're married, guys. You know what I mean?
Right?
That's
His
pretty funny,
name is
man.
really like fire.
Yeah, that's
It's
a sick
so
name.
fire.
Yeah, I love it.
Cleotrapa?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
fire
is
about it?
Like Cleopatra.
So now look at him. He's completely engulfed in this scarf. The only thing showing is the front part of his hair, his forehead, his eyes, and his nose. It's everything else. He's like ninja'd himself up with this scarf because he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's like, it's like a little kid when they hide under like a blanket, you know? We all know the blanket's not doing nothing, but it makes the kid feel better. That's kind of what's happening with AB right here.
But Trappa.
Oh, Cleotrapa.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Travis.
Look at him. This is a better close up right here. This guy, you have to love AB. Like, we're not even done with the segment, and I just want to give him a little bit of a round of applause, man. You know, because you could have said, "Oh, my stomach's acting up. I gotta go home. Sorry, guys. You know, I'm out of here." He doesn't do that. This guy, he sticks through it like a champ. You know what I mean? And then look at him. Halfway through it, he puts on a pair of sunglasses. He really ends up checking out. Watch this.
The power went out in our whole building, which tends to happen when it's hot out. But didn't they get the memo? It's autumn.
There you go.
But anyway, if the power went out,
Yeah, it's not that hot today.
we kind of had to restart everything. But thank you for waiting it out. You guys know we always come back. We've never just disappeared. We always come back.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. We're here for AB. Look at how cool this motherfucker is. You know what I mean? This is class action cool. Like, you know what I mean? This is cool on every level. You know, just like a class action lawsuit, it covers all the bases. This guy, like, to come to work this goddamn high, you know, just not giving a fuck. And then he did it all for Olivia, thinking that he was gonna, you know, go in there and be like loosey-goosey. You know, I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna pop an edible. We're gonna talk about Ice Spice. I'm gonna make all the jokes. I'm gonna be like, yo, y'all ever notice how, like, Ice Spice looks like she has Down syndrome, dog? You know, that's the plan that AB had for this. Instead, he's fucking become like a lump on a log. He's like ridiculously baked out of his mind, which is all great. And it's exactly why we love him. Let's get into this next part of the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment to finish this one out. Ethan making these good old sexist jokes in front of Olivia. This shit's actually kind of crazy. Like, and I only bring this up because Ethan is the way that he is. I'm somebody that doesn't care about these crazy sexist jokes or whatever. You make whatever jokes you want. This is a free country, man. That sounds so hack and tacky to say, but it's true. One of the basis of the foundations of this country is freedom of speech, right? This is why you hear cucks like Joe Rogan always being like, us comedians, we're like the last line of defense for free speech, you know? It's like where the woke meets the wall.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Tony. That's these all kind of shit that comes out of these people's mouths, right? But it's kind of, there's some truth to that. Comedy is supposed to be very subjective. If you don't like it, you're just supposed to move on. You can't be like making a big deal out of it. That's how I feel, you know? People like Ethan, a lot of Ethan's fans, they don't feel so much about these edgy jokes, quote unquote. So when Ethan ends up saying something like this on his show, I like to point it out because I like to point out him being a hypocrite to his own standards. See, I don't care. I don't bring it up because I'm against it. You know, that's not what this show is. I don't give a fuck what these people do. I'm only here to point out how stupid they can be to you, you know? People watch this shit with such rose-colored lenses on that they tend to forget just because these people are famous doesn't mean they don't do stupid shit or they don't do anything wrong. Okay? And that's what this show is for. So once again, I want to reiterate and make it very clear. I don't bring this stuff up because I care. I bring this stuff up because Ethan is a hypocrite. That's it. It's just plain and simple as that. So let's get into this first time code. This one's kind of funny, actually. This is before the edgy joke. So Ethan, he has this sponsor that's like you can get like tickets to events at like really cheap prices, even down to like the last minute, stuff like that. And during it, they end up seeing a pair of tickets for the Try Guys that's like $14 or something. The Try Guys used to be like these really big YouTubers, but they're kind of falling off. And because of that, Ethan kind of likes to punch down and take jabs at them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the whole context behind what we're about to watch. Ethan starts talking about the Try Guy tickets being $14. He wants to understand why they're $14. So he looks up what they're going to do at the event. And that's where we're met with Dan kind of once again checking Ethan at an all-time level. These are the moments that I like Dan. Most of the time I view Dan as a fucking cuck, but this kind of makes me root for him a little bit.
Hold the phone. Okay, hold the phone. I'm going to plug their show now. It's $14. They're going to try everything and anything. This time Keith is set to eat the menu. You can't be serious. This man is going on stage and just eating shit. Like, I'm sorry. I know what you said, Olivia, like, aha, they do that. Come on.
Okay, now this is great. Once again, so I can just wrap you guys back into the context. We're talking about the Try Guys, how they have a live event coming up. It's $14 a ticket. Ethan looks up what they're going to do, and he says, this can't be real. What I'm reading cannot be serious here. So this guy is going to like eat the menu on stage. So he's going to get on stage and he's just going to eat in front of a live audience. That's the whole show. That's what we're doing here. Now, this is where the magic happens. Listen to what Dan says to that.
I'm just going to sit there, a one-man show, watch me eat Carl's Jr. and
I'll be there.
You literally have done that.
Dan coming in with the hot shit, as always, with when it comes to Ethan, at least, you know what I mean? Like, these are legendary moments. Every single time Dan checks Ethan like this, it should be heavily documented. Like, if you're watching from the H3 Snark, you guys need to start sending emails to each other and start making compilations of just these moments. That would be great. The world needs to see like the hours and hours and hours that I'm sure exist throughout Dan's time on the show where he's just checking the fuck out of Ethan like this. Let's watch this again because this is beautiful.
one-man show. Watch me eat Carl's Jr. and
I'll be
You
there.
literally have done that.
For
Would you
real.
like me to
I
pull
don't
up
make
the
people
video of
pay
you
and
doing
watch me. I'm sorry, Dan. When did I do a ticketed event where I sit in one chair by myself on stage and quietly eat fast food?
You're right. It wasn't a ticketed event.
hyper-specific.
It was like a few hours of your show.
I love it. I love it. That's so great. So now Ethan gets defensive, right? He goes, Dan, why don't you tell me when I've sat there on stage, had people pay for my show, and I just sat there and I just ate. That's all I did. Now, Dan, of course, he wants to come back with some quickness. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to let Ethan win. That's not what Dan's for. Dan's the head producer, of the whole shit for a reason. He's the only one who can kind of push back on Ethan like this, and Ethan won't do shit about it, which I love. Once again, I will always stress that. I love that. That one aspect of Dan I love. So Dan wants to sit there and go, no, you're right. You didn't do that. But you will sit there for like 3 hours of a 3.5 hour long show and just stuff your fucking face. And people got to listen to that the whole time. So like, you're talking shit about these guys. You're kind of doing the same thing. This is a beautiful thing to watch.
Where I sit in one chair by myself on stage and quietly eat fast food.
You're right. It wasn't a ticketed event.
hyper-specific.
It was like a few hours of your show, of your daily show.
And which is how much to watch?
It is free.
Thank you.
With an internet connection. It's not free. Nothing in life is free.
See, like this is great because I love how Ethan he has a million tricks up his sleeve to try to justify his shit. This is a very like rules for thee, but not for H3. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of the MO that Ethan runs off of. That's a very scary thing when you have somebody who has that big of a following, who tries to make statements online about their moral compass and how that's the one you should follow, but then they're willing to say and do hypocritical shit like this online. And these shows are live. It's not like, you can't edit this shit out. The button doesn't save you every time. Obviously, like we've seen before, the button does not save you every single time. So now here Ethan comes with these sexist jokes, and this is another example of me just kind of pointing out to you. I don't hate Ethan. I don't even know the guy. Okay? But he does a lot of stupid shit online. This is what we're doing here. I'm going to point out to you. If you're an H3 fan, heed my warning. If you're a hardcore follower of Ethan Klein, heed my warnings. You are following a hypocrite. And I'm going to prove that to you with jokes like this. Wait until you see and hear what he has to say. And mind you, this comes out of nowhere, as I made sure to start this clip with the pause before he even opens his mouth.
Probably not, no.
Can I shared a stat that I learned that was really crazy. In Egypt, it's estimated that 87% of the women have had genital mutilation of some kind. I was like blown away by that. I didn't.
What the fuck?
What the fuck are you talking about? So this is what's happening here. They're moving on to like a different subject. He's pouring himself a fat old Coke Zero on air, all the fizzies going into the microphone. He's got his little ShamWow microphone on his ear, a little sperm that's like hanging off the side of his face. That's where the microphone is. The little ball at the end of a sperm? That's kind of what Ethan has on the side of his face right now with this ShamWow mic. All the fizzies are picking up into the mic, Not necessarily terrible for the ear. I actually kind of like the fizzies a little bit. If you just played like an undertone of Soda Fizz under every single podcast, like if the noise floor was just Soda Fizz, that's actually not a bad listen. That's not bad at all. It's just Soda Fizz, just that whatever it is, that noise that comes out. I can deal with that. The chewing in the shit is what people can't deal with. So he's pouring himself a fat little Coke. He comes out with like the craziest fucking stat that you've ever heard in your entire goddamn life. Listen to this shit.
In Egypt, it's estimated that 87% of the women have had genital mutilation of some kind. I was like blown away by that. I didn't know it was that prevalent. Apparently in the newer generation, it's becoming less common. And the government is even, apparently there's like programs by the government and stuff to try to get people to stop doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries in Africa who does that, unfortunately.
87%? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Jesus, man.
So now, this is just crazy enough, right? Just this stat is like wild to bring up. But the crew's kind of like dealing with it. And you could see they're all kind of like being quiet. They're kind of almost giving Ethan like an out. To the silence is louder than it seems. That's them saying, okay, you can move on to the next subject now. We don't want to talk about this. That's what that is. Those short word answers from them. Dan sitting there. The camera cut straight to Dan. Because Dan's the only one with balls enough to be like, whoa, buddy, you should shut the fuck up. Maybe no audience doesn't want to hear this shit. Ethan finishes out his little factoid for the audience, closes it out with this nice banger of a joke right here.
It's horrible.
It's hard enough to make a girl come. Sorry.
What the fuck was that? So we got to hear this in its entirety. Listen to the stat, listen to the joke, and then think about what type of girl Olivia is and the fact that she's sitting like 10 feet away from Ethan.
Was that prevalent? Apparently in the newer generation, it's becoming less common. And the government is even, apparently there's like programs by the government and stuff to try to get people to stop doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries in Africa who does that, unfortunately.
87%? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Jesus, man.
It's horrible.
It's hard enough to make a girl come. Sorry. I mean, just imagine.
See, now everybody's happy, which is not true. I'm joking. The only person that's jiving with this is Zach. Zach kind of reminds me of not reminds me. I don't really know anyone like this, but he seems to me like somebody who's like surfs like the dark web all the time, finds like the craziest shit that they could possibly think of, and it just gets a kick out of like seeing what's happening online in these like corners of the internet that most people would not even dream of going to. You know, he kind of reminds me of one of them. There was like this, like, you know how there were sites like E-Bombs World and stuff like that back in the day? There were also crazy sites like eFucked, Rotten.com, where you would they were on the regular internet back in the day. In like the 90s it was, like early 2000s. Those sites were just on the regular internet. And Rotten.com was like a bunch of people dying, crazy, different, weird stuff like that. That's the kind of shit that I see Zach scrolling through now, except you can't go on sites like that on the regular internet anymore. You got to get like a whole different browser and do this whole thing. I don't even know how the dark web works. I think you got to like dunk your computer in water or something like that, and then get like a private server to like a VPN. You need to mix a VPN in there somewhere. You know, very, very crazy stuff. It's beyond my intellect. So Zach is loving this joke about genital mutilation when it comes to women in Egypt. Zach's loving this.
I said it's hard enough to make a girl come.
Heard ya.
Was that okay, or is that too much? It's too fucked up.
Probably.
We rate that one okay, or iffy?
I say.
You asking me?
Well, it was.
No, I'm asking Olivia.
It was enough to float the idea of the joke. You know what I mean?
Look at that. She says, it was enough to float the idea of the joke. That's code for she doesn't want to hear this shit, right? But once again, like you just heard me talking about like 10 minutes ago, anytime Ethan does something that he thinks is crazy, he wants to try to justify it. He goes, no, it was a good joke. It was a good, what are you guys talking about, man? I could go on the road with that joke, you know? But what he's failing to realize is this is like the level of joke for with like these comedians that like he hates. Like this is a very Joe Rogan-esque joke, you know? Like, when I first heard it, it's funny because the crew is about to say that to him. When I was watching this episode, I thought that the second he said it. I was like, that sounds exactly like something that should have been on Burn the Boats. Joe Rogan's last live special that he did on Netflix, which fucking blew, and we have an episode on that as well. Okay? So this is like the level of comedy that Ethan's like reducing himself to in his mind. I don't, like I said, you're not reducing yourself to anything. Comedy's comedy, whatever. You can have bad comedy, you can have good comedy. It's all still comedy. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Or if you don't like it, make fun of it like we're doing here. But again, I bring this up because if somebody else said this joke, Ethan would be jumping down their fucking throats about it. But here, you're about to listen to him justify it.
I mean, it was funny. It's inappropriate, but funny.
It's right on the line. It's on the line.
I'm seeing that it's been illegal in Egypt since 2008, but it's still widespread.
That's so nuts, man. Yeah, the government of Egypt is trying to stop it, but culturally, it's just normal there. I didn't... Come on, that shit's funny. I'm taking that joke on the road.
See, now he's laughing about it. This is it. Imagine if that joke was said on the Impulsive podcast by Logan or Mike Malik. Ethan would be having a field day with this shit right now. He wouldn't be laughing. I'll tell you that right now. This guy is laughing his ass off. He's laughing because he looked down at his computer and he started seeing the chat fucking lighting up, dude. They're all lighting his ass up in the comments. Like, are you kidding me right now? Dude, I made a joke in an episode of my show about like Gila's tits or something. The H3 Snark had a problem with it. That's how you have to be careful around these types. Like the Ethan's fan base and the people that came from Ethan's fan base. You got to be careful with these types online. Okay? I made a joke in an episode just about her boobs. I got ridiculed. These are people that hate Ethan. They hate Gila. But they also hate the jokes just as much. So you got to be careful with this shit. So now, it's coming out of my mouth, like I said, it's different than if it's coming out of someone like Ethan's mouth. Ethan would tear somebody up for this kind of behavior.
That's a good bit.
Is it a good bit? You sure about that?
Edgy. People like edgy comedy.
Do you?
You could go on Joe Rogan with that one.
Yeah, it's a Joe Rogan joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
See the crew coming in with that hot shit. They already pegged that joke. They knew as soon as they heard it. And Ethan loves talking shit about Joe Rogan and his comedy. Rightfully so. I mean, Joe's comedy sucks balls. But like, it's just so funny to see Ethan's on the opposite side of that coin right now. But he'll do anything he can in his power to make it seem like he's in the right with this. This is crazy.
You could go on Joe Rogan with that one.
Yeah, it's a Joe Rogan joke, for sure.
What? Joe Rogan's jokes aren't that clever.
That's true.
His are like, hoo, hoo, hoo. I'm gonna fuck this. I'm gonna fuck this bench. Hoo, hoo.
What
Come on.
happens is
stop it. That's not
become
me.
a woman who actually feels the way a woman feels when she's attracted.
Okay, so we get the whole point. This is Ethan making these jokes. Let's give it up for Ethan. That will be the end of the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. You know, this is just a good old-fashioned Hypocrisy 3 right here, you know? Eat and Decline, the Hypocrisy 3 story. So what did we cover? We covered Tim Dillon. We covered Ethan. We covered AB being high as shit. We had a little bit of a smoke break. And now, I guess we could talk about a little bit of Sam Talent on Kill Tony.
Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
So this one, we don't have too many time codes for it. I don't want to get crazy. Well, actually, I lied. I do want to get into it because I'm so sick of this goddamn show. I do not understand how this show is so popular. I don't understand how anybody would like someone as faggy as Tony Hinchcliffe. And I'm telling you, the level of intellect that you have to enjoy this comedy, it cannot be that high. And by the end of this segment, you're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about because like I said earlier, it is not just Tony who's retarded. It's not just the comedians who are retarded. The audience, too, is everything around this ecosystem. It's just downright stupid. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But as always, we gotta start with Tony's intro. Let's get into it, folks.
Hey, this is Redman coming to you live from the Comedy Mothership here in Austin, Texas for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Get up for Tony Hinchcliffe!
There he does, the waft. Look at how small fucking Tony's head is, dude. This is insane. This guy, he's slowly starting to like revert to like how he looked when he first came onto the comedy scene. When Tony first came about, he was a very like, think Pete Davidson, but ugly as fuck. He was very skinny, very distraught looking guy, tall, lanky, huge Adam's apple, but somehow for how tall he was, his head was like not proportionate to the rest of his body. Like when you have something like this going on, you have to grow your hair out a little bit. You have to do something to make your head just seem that much bigger, you know? Because like Tony, I'm a short king, okay? I'm like 5'8". Okay, I'm not saying I'm a tall guy. Me and Rogan, we're like hanging out, you know? I think Tony's like, what? He's got to be like 6'2", something like that. You can't be running around with a head smaller than mine, okay? We cannot do this. You have to grow your hair out. You have to start wearing a hat. You have to do something about this, okay? We cannot do this. This guy is looking like he's starting to do like a Benjamin Button. Because you remember 3 weeks ago, this guy looked like he was full of testosterone. He had a defined jaw, you know what I mean? He looked a little like heavier, you know? So Rogan must be cutting this guy off the tee or something, because he is looking sickly right now. But let's finish out this intro.
Who's ready for the best fucking night of their lives?
I am. Tony. We won't even finish that. He doesn't do the yippee every time anymore. I think it was like 4 episodes in a row that he would get on the second mic and go, yippee! Which is like, I had to have that. If I was covering Tony, I have to have that. The fact that we don't have it now is very upsetting, okay? So now let's get into Sam Tallent's intro. He's one of the parts of this show that I kind of want to talk about. There's nothing too special in that intro. Very disappointing because he came out, look at this. He comes out wearing a fucking scuba outfit, you know? We don't even get the vest? Come on, that's like half the reason I'm here, okay? So, like I said, I want to touch on Sam Tallent. This guy, he gets his intro, right? Tony does the whole thing where he's like talking him up. He's the best comedian in the world. He's the #1 comedian in the world. They can't all be #1 comedian in the world. There's only one #1 every single time this guy fucking introduces a guest. They're the #1 comedian in the world. World record's been set. He has a restaurant named after him. A children's hospital in Iran has been bombed twice with missiles that have been named after him. He is the greatest comedian of all time. Give it up for Sam Tallent. That's what you're about to hear right now. It doesn't matter who the comedian is, okay? Sam's about to get on this bitch. Watch this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's guest, one of the front runners for Guest of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, a freak of nature. This is one of those guys, much like many of you may not have known Tim Dillon before he was Tim Dillon, or Shane Gillis before he was Shane Gillis. This is one of those guys where it is a ticking time bomb. If you don't know, the rest of the world will know. This is one of the best stand-up comedians in the fucking world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the great...
Am I the only one who's getting lost here? How long you gonna do this shit? Introduce this fucking guy. You understand now?
Great and powerful Sam Tallent. Oh yeah, baby.
That's what I fucking thought.
Oh yeah, he is here. He's back. Let's fucking go.
Look at how fat Sam Tallent is. That's fucking wild, right? Look, this is insane to me. Sam's holding a full-size Red Bull in his hand, right? It looks like he's holding like a Lego piece. Like he's got just one little Lego brick in his hand, That's how fucking huge this guy is. Look at this shit.
This is where the magic happens. Abso-fucking-lutely. We're gonna have some goddamn fun tonight. 263 people have signed up for the show. Sam, how are you? Welcome back.
I mean, I'm a bit misty-eyed, honestly. That was such a nice intro, and these people, the fucking Kill Tony fan base has changed my life. And
yeah,
you guys buy tickets and you come to the shows, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. And,
what a fucking bitch. Somebody shoot this man, okay? So this guy already ruining the show. Sam is supposed to be like one of those alt comics that comes in with this like I don't give a fuck punk rock attitude. He comes on stage, he wants to get all sentimental, right? There's a reason behind it. It's because the shit that he's about to ask next, very, very, very begging behavior right here, okay? I'm sorry, I almost didn't know what to call it. But yeah, he's begging pretty hard, pandering pretty hard right now. You know? Oh, you guys are the best fan base. You come out to shows, you buy tickets. You can hear it in his voice. It's shaking right now. Because, like, this man is damn near about to cry off of this shit. Listen to this.
The fucking Kill Tony fan base has changed my life. And
yeah,
you guys buy tickets and you come to the shows, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. And, sorry, I'm opening sincerely. That's not why you're here. That's good. Let me be vulnerable immediately. Yes. That's a key to success here at Kill Tony. But yeah, I mean, I was in Rome, I was in Amsterdam,
Now, pay attention to this Rome, Amsterdam, right? He's setting himself up so that he can start talking about something else that he's going to start begging the audience for. And he almost didn't get away with it because Tony's about to cut his ass off and start asking him some questions. But Sam's going to bring that car right back on track so that he can start begging and pandering again. But watch Tony cut him off. He almost got away with it. He almost didn't say it, which would have saved him. He wouldn't have looked like such a cuck on stage. But he ends up going back to it. Watch Tony almost save him, and then he dives right back in.
Key to success here at Kill Tony. But yeah, I mean, I was in Rome, I was in Amsterdam, I was in Dublin, man.
Where do people get tickets for your shows?
SamTalent.com.
SamTalent.com with 2 L's in that talent.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to mention, this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, Talkspace, Game Time, Shopify, and ZipRecruiter. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. 206.
There goes Tony bragging about being fucking rich. That's something that is going to bite him in the ass sooner than later. Mark my goddamn words. It happened to Tom Segura. It's going to happen to him. Tom Segura thinks he's so fucking cool riding around in, like, private jets. He goes to, like, Paris, like, just to get a croissant. You know what I mean? He's got a personal trainer with him everywhere he goes. That stuff starts to make you further and further dissociate with your audience. Eventually, they're going to grow to hate you for it. But Tony's just going to keep doing him, I guess.
60 people signed up for tonight's episode. This bucket is absolutely filled. I mean, this is thick and girthy. I don't know if you guys see this fucking shit.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit because I don't give a fuck about the bucket. So now watch. Sam is remember I told you, Tony cut him off and kind of saved him. He started going like, yeah, I was in Rome, I was in Dublin, he starts talking about a European tour. There's a reason for that, and we're about to get to that right now. Listen to this.
In there, and I like to get down and in and
you dig it out.
I do. I like to fucking see if I can fucking make it squirt.
You should look the bucket in the eye if you're going that deep on it.
Yeah, it's a nasty little bitch of a bucket.
Can I say something petty real quick?
Absolutely.
There's a comedy club in London that won't book me unless I get to 100,000 followers on Instagram. So if you motherfuckers could follow me on Instagram at Sam Talent, so then I cannot work that club once I've achieved that goal, that would be...
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I don't know how fucking cringy and ridiculous I sound.
That's what I'm talking about. So see how this begging Sam's doing. Could you guys help me out so I could get to 100,000 followers? Because there's this club in London, they won't book me. That was the end goal. Remember that little setup I was telling you about earlier? He starts going, yeah, I was in Rome, I was in Dublin, I was just doing a tour in Europe. And where he was getting with that setup was he was going to go, and I went to do a show in London, but this comedy club won't book me because I don't have 100,000 followers. And then he was going to segue that into going, hey, Kill Tony audience, if there's any way you guys could help me out with that, I'd be greatly appreciative. This was his whole plan. Tony cut him off. He could have saved himself from seeming like a begging, pandering dickhead in that moment when Tony cut him off. Instead, now he's doing the same thing to Tony and being like, hey, you guys care if I say something petty real quick? You know what I mean? I got this little announcement to make. I need some help from the audience. Listen to this stupid shit.
A bucket.
Can I say something petty real quick?
Absolutely.
There's a comedy club in London that won't book me unless I get to 100,000 followers on Instagram. So if you motherfuckers could follow me on Instagram, @SamTalent, so then I can not work that club once I've achieved that goal, that would be... Oh, yeah. That would be huge, all right?
Yeah, Kill Tony audience, they're going to make it happen for you. Now, here's the issue I have with that, and why I feel like Sam's completely full of shit, is because if he was going to not work the club when he reached that goal, he wouldn't bring that shit up. If it was something that you didn't care about, you wouldn't be bringing that shit up. But instead, it's eating away at you, and you want to do this whole thing to try to, like, throw it in their face, which I get. You know, it's a very normal thing to do. But to me, you kind of look like a petty dick on stage. It's not a good look for you, my friend. And I'm sure the comedy club is not going to it's not going to be a good look for you to them either. And those Europeans, they don't give a fuck about Americans over here, especially to them, you're nobody. You need to have 100,000 followers. They can't book you at some club in London and, like, you don't sell shit. Now they look like assholes, you know? So they need that for, like, almost like an insurance, that they know that you're going to sell the tickets that you say you're going to sell. If not, they're losing money because they could have got a different act to go in there and fill the seats. So this is not to spite you when they do that to you. This is so that they can make sure that they got somebody who's going to actually make them money. You know, this is a business. You should understand that. But instead, you want to do that petty shit, which doesn't make any sense to me. Now, remember I was telling you about how, like, I feel like everybody on this show is, like, retarded. Sam's doing his whole begging thing. Tony's just a straight up cuck. Almost all the regulars have some sort of, like, mental retardation to them, which is not a big deal. But aside from them just being retarded, they're not funny, you know? So what's happening here? Even the comedian guests will always make jokes. Say you have a handicap, Shane Gillis said that one episode. He said, say you have a handicap, Tony will end up making you a regular. You know what I mean? This is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Now, you're about to see how much everybody on this show is lacking in the IQ department. They get this comedian to do his minute, right? They pull his name out the bucket. He actually killed. He did a very good job. Naturally, afterwards, they start doing the interview. Tony asks this guy what he does for a living. The guy says he works in a lumber yard. Everybody in the fucking, on stage, in the audience, their heads fucking damn near explode. None of them know what a lumber yard is. Tony is sitting there scratching his fucking brain through his fucking head, trying to figure out what a lumber yard is, and instead just making fun of this guy as if he's the one who's a fucking idiot. You don't know what a lumber yard is. I mean, how much more dumb does it get than that? Listen to this.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I work for a fencing company.
You've been working for a fencing company?
What do you fence? Stolen goods? Sorry.
It's not cool. What is he black? He's fencing stolen goods?
D. It's a pun, sir. It's a synonym joke.
So you build fences here in Texas?
I don't build them. I actually work in a lumber yard where really, all the builders are Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
You build the Mexicans?
Yeah. No.
So see, this is Tony being stupid as hell right here. So the guy says, I work in a lumber yard. Actually, all the builders that build the fences, they're Mexican. And Tony's response is, wait, you build all the Mexicans? So right there in that one sentence, Tony is at a different comedy club. He's not even in the same fucking street as these guys. That's how far this sentence reminds me of, like, this whole ordeal. It reminds me of when like a basketball player jukes somebody out, fucking breaks that motherfucker's ankles. You know what I'm talking about? And the guy goes flying to the other side of the court. Meanwhile, this dude's over here hitting a layup. You know what I mean? That's kind of what's happening right now. This guy said that sentence, both Tony's ankles broke. He's still sliding down the goddamn street. So this is where we lose Tony. And now this guy's going to start talking about his work experience in the lumberyard. We're really about to lose everybody. The crowd's going to start laughing as if they are on Tony's side. Like, there is no way this many people don't understand what a lumberyard is and think that this is funny.
Nah, all the builders are Mexicans, but everybody who work in the yard ain't Mexican.
And they keep you in the yard?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it like a yard, like a field?
Nah.
When you say a yard,
how do they keep you in?
What the fuck is this? This guy is a fucking moron. So this is what I'm saying here. He's trying to be funny like, what, they keep you in the yard? Like, is there a fence? Is it a field? Like, what are you, like a dog or something? Is that what's happening here? And the audience is loving it. They're eating it up. There's no way that this many people can be this fucking stupid. Listen to this.
Yard, like a field?
Nah.
When you say a yard,
how do they keep you in?
Yeah. They have a fence around the fencing. Do you have
a fence around the fencing? See, so now these guys, they're trying to figure this whole thing out. They're fucking stumped. Now, obviously, this is all just a bit. Clearly, Tony's just doing a racist joke. I get it. I'm just making a joke about the whole situation. I just thought it was kind of funny to sit there and poke fun at these guys as if they're completely fucking stupid. I get it. They're sitting there trying to do like a whole Field of Dreams thing or some shit like that. It is what it is. But I'll tell you who actually might be fucking retarded. Y'all know this Cam Patterson? Y'all know this Cam Patterson guy on this Kill Tony? Right? He's like one of the ones making like the most money on the road right now. He's like one of Tony's like little experiments where Tony's like, anyone that I put my name on, they're gonna be huge. Like, it doesn't matter what jokes they're telling. It doesn't matter how funny they are. All I gotta do is I'm making kings out there, you know? And now everybody in Hollywood in the comedy scene is kind of kissing on Tony's ass for this fact. Cam is kind of like one of those experiments, right? Cam is about to display that level of intellect, that retardation that I was talking about here. And this time, this isn't a joke.
Do not listen to me. Don't do that. Unless you a bitch with a fat ass, then suck my dick, please.
What the fuck? I don't know about you. I think we got him. This guy is clearly a sexual predator, okay? Like, you don't just say no shit like that as a joke. You know, don't listen to me unless I say this, then you gotta listen to me. And then look at the face that he's making. He's probably staring at a chick right now in the goddamn audience. She's probably getting real creeped out right now. You know? This is the real Cam Patterson. All that's going on up here is like jokes and sex. That's it. That's the only thing going on in this guy's brain. Everything else, he's like learning as he goes. You know, he still might as well be a child.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I just found out that a pickle was a cucumber yesterday. Understand? Do not listen to me. What the fuck?
This guy just found out that a cucumber was a pickle yesterday? Yesterday, you just finding this out. This is crazy to me. This guy just found out that a pickle was a cucumber yesterday, and you're trying to tell me that the Kill Tony audience and the Kill Tony comedians and Tony's not fucking retarded? Come on, man. This is the level of comedic genius that we're dealing with here. This guy doesn't know that a pickle's a goddamn cucumber. what else doesn't he know? You know? Kind of makes you wonder about a guy like Cam Patterson. So let's give it up for Kill Tony and the Kill Tony retards. I mean, regulars that seem to plague us all the goddamn time. We're going to move on to the Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast interview on Impulsive. This one was kind of weird. It kind of, this interview was kind of like a joke, like a bad joke out of a joke book. You know, like when people go, a rabbi, a midget, and a construction worker walk into a bar, like something like that. This joke kind of felt like that, but it was kind of like 3 influencers walk into a room and then you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what this whole interview felt like. And it was very strange because these are all like big names on YouTube, on social media in general, right? So you have 3 really big personalities all trying to entertain the audience at the same time. But they're all there to ultimately to promote Lunchly. And just all the shit that comes out of their mouths is like some like cringy, just dumb ass stupid shit that you kind of would expect to come out of their mouths. And I just had to document all of this stuff for us to watch together. So let's get into it. We'll start with the intro. So they're getting ready for this interview. Logan ain't even on time to his own goddamn podcast. Watch this.
Welcome, bro. Late to your own
What are
podcast.
those pants?
Sorry.
What are you wearing?
The shorts. I don't know, bro. Bro, what do you mean? My stylist tells me what to wear.
Oh, really?
Wear it.
Bro, that is classic shit right there. Let's go back. Right away, Mr. Beast is roasting this guy for his outfit, right? This shit is just classic.
Welcome, bro.
Look at it. Bro, this guy is wearing a full denim outfit, denim jacket, denim shorts, white socks, white and black Adidas, right? That's bad enough. But this whole denim outfit is like designed how like 90s rappers used to wear it back in the day. You know, like he looks like he's wearing like Sean John right now, which is not a good look. If you right now, you don't want to be caught wearing Sean John, okay? And I love this. As soon as he walks in, Mr. B starts roasting that outfit.
Late to your own
What are those
podcast.
pants?
Sorry.
What are you wearing?
The shorts. I don't know, bro. Bro, what do you mean? My stylist tells me what to wear.
Oh, really?
Wear it. Late to his own podcast.
Jimmy was.
Look at that. Late to his own podcast, and he can't even fucking dress himself. This is crazy. How old is Logan Paul? He's got to be like 30, right? Like, you can't dress yourself. Your stylist tells you what to wear, and you wear it. This is the reason why all these Hollywood people look so fucking crazy all the time. Is because you hire a stylist to start, like, picking out your outfits and shit. They're going to want to seem like you're getting your money's worth because they don't want you to realize that you're paying for something really stupid and obnoxious that you don't need and stop booking them. You know what I mean? Or stop paying their salary. They want to make it seem like they're doing the most for you. So they're going to start pulling shit out of like anywhere that they possibly can just to give you something different. That's it. Doesn't mean that you look cool when you walk out the door. You get some person who's just picking out shit out of a closet just for the simple fact that nobody else in Hollywood is wearing it right now. And there's a reason why nobody's wearing it. It's because you look fucking stupid as shit. And Mr. Beast, he knows this. So he roasts the shit out of Logan, which I love. Now listen to this. They talk about the Lunchly launch. This shit is kind of funny. And I got video of the live. They start talking about how they did this live announcement to say to the world, hey man, we got Lunchly, this product, blah, blah, blah. We talked about Lunchly. You should know what it is by now. If you don't, look it up. Okay? So they start talking about that. When they did this announcement, all 3 of them went on Instagram Live. All 3 of their Instagram Lives were like completely pinged out. Like everything was pixelated as shit to the point to where like only thing you could tell was that someone was on screen. You couldn't even tell who it was. Okay? It was that bad. The audio got completely screwed up. These guys were running off of like cell phone hotspot, it seemed like. You know, completely bad internet connection for a live stream. And that's what they're about to start talking about here.
But yeah, we did launch Lunchly today. We actually just did it. If you guys saw on Instagram Live, probably the best quality live stream.
Well, I think you might have tried to see it on live.
Yes. They don't know we launched it because the live stream was grainy and laggy. And for some reason, if you go live with multiple Instagram accounts in the same vicinity, it just like goes to hell.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting.
Always got an excuse for something. This guy, we're about to start talking about it later. His Mr. Beast games on Amazon. He's been having crazy ass accusations with that, class action lawsuits and the whole nine. When that shit first came about, that news about the lawsuits for his game show with Amazon, his team tried to blame it on like a Oracle cloud crash or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they always want to have some sort of IT infrastructure excuse for their bullshit. And he's sitting there doing this right now. If you go on Instagram Live with 3 accounts in the same building, everything just goes crazy and like it just the live doesn't go. That's bullshit. You know how many people are going live on Instagram when they're at like Comic-Con, anime convention, shit like that? We're not buying it, okay, buddy? So don't try to blame this bullshit on that. Now I want to show you guys just a little snippet of like the Instagram Live because it was fucking very, very funny. Like, I couldn't help but laugh at this shit.
The other day I alluded to on our stream a guy. I texted a guy. Well, it's time. We have a guy here that we'd like to.
They ain't ready for it.
We'd like to bring on in. There we go.
So moving on from their grainy ass live stream, they end up talking about the Beast Games thing. And you remember, like I was saying, Mr. Beast got a lot of accusations on this Beast Games shit. But here, they're talking about it like absolutely nothing's wrong. They're talking about it like this Amazon game show went off without a hitch. Listen to this shit,
too, bro. We've each come up on the internet, and I'm blessed to say we've had really successful careers. So to be able to just sit here and kind of like shoot the shit is kind of cool. I know you, Jimmy, just got done shooting your Amazon show.
Oh my gosh!
Which, from what it sounds like, is going to be the biggest game show in history ever.
Yeah.
Y'all broke how many Guinness World Records shooting it?
We broke over 40 world records while filming Beast Games. It's my Amazon show dropping later this year. Yeah. Most contestants of any game show in history. Largest cash prize of any game show in history. Most cameras recording simultaneously of any production in history. I can go on and on. I mean, if there's a world record for game shows, we broke it. And we even broke.
Look at that. Okay. So he's we broke this, we broke that, we broke all these Guinness World Records, right? Are you breaking the record for most lawsuits in a game show or anything like that? People are suing this guy for all sorts of shit, saying that they were sleep deprived on set, they were ignored, the conditions were bad. A lot of people were saying that they had like medication that wasn't properly distributed on time, different things like that. These guys are getting sued by like 5 different contestants. Nobody wants to talk about that shit. So I find that a little bit crazy that they're just talking about this as if like nothing is wrong. Okay, now here's the funny thing right here is Mr. Beast, if you notice, watch, I'll go back a little bit. You notice Logan asks him this question, right? And immediately he just goes right to the camera and starts talking. But they're on a podcast. You're supposed to be having like a conversation. Like me, I do this show with nobody, but I'm talking to you, right? So I'm always looking into the camera. That's the point of this. If I was here with 3 other people, why would I be talking to this guy over here, but staring at you in the camera? That makes no sense. But Mr. Beast is such a robot. When he gets a question like this, he takes it as like a PR opportunity. So he goes right into the camera. This is what we did. This is how many records we broke. We're awesome. We're just going to keep being awesome. We're going to keep doing it like this. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Logan's over there like, what the fuck? Like, he's looking at KSI like, Is he doing this right now? He's like, what? I asked him the question. Why is he staring over there at the producer who's behind the camera? This is like weird as fuck, bro. What's happening to you? Watch this.
Yeah.
Most contestants of any game show in history, largest cash prize of any game show in history, most cameras recording simultaneously of any production in history. I can go on and on. I mean, if there's a world record for game shows, we broke it. And we even broke a lot of stuff that have nothing to do with game shows. It is, I really need Amazon to tell me what I can or can't say. I wish I could run you through the things we shot. It is literally going to blow your mind. It is 10 episodes, and every episode literally makes my YouTube videos look like child's play. Like they're just,
What would you say is the best episode?
See? So now they're asking, you see how he's doing this whole thing into the camera. They're sitting there staring at him like, what? Like they have to be tapping each other on the shoulders. Like, what is this fucking crazy motherfucker doing? Like, he's such a robot. There's no way that all this philanthropy shit and stuff like that can be for any good. Because he seems like he doesn't even have like feelings or anything, you know? Like as soon as he's presented with the situation, he like calculates it in his mind on like how it could benefit the brand or his videos. Everything is all crunching into like more views. That's why he goes and stares into the camera like that. Because he goes, maybe they get a clip out of this or something, you know? That kind of shit is sad thinking. You cannot be that turned on all the goddamn time. It's going to turn you into that. You're going to be defending transsexual pedophiles in the whole nine. You know what I mean? You got to be careful, okay? You have to know when to turn it off. You cannot get so deep into it like Mr. Beast does. But listen to this. They start talking about more about like the Mr. Beast games, right? And like what they're doing and different things like that. And Logan ends up calling out Mr. Beast for ripping off Burning Man in the middle of the fight. He's like trying to explain this shit to them, like hyping up his show. And Logan's just like, oh yeah, they did that on Burning Man. They do that Burning Man like every year. They do that shit. Watch, listen to this. This shit is fucking funny.
Let's just say I could say this. We built a city in the middle of nowhere. There's just a field.
What?
And
that's just Burning Man.
And we pulled up. No, we built like an actual city.
That's what they do at Burning Man.
Yeah, but like
you went to Burning Man.
Well, as in like buildings.
Buildings, like actually a walled-in city.
What the fuck is that? I love that. So now Logan immediately he's like, what? But yeah, that's Burning Man. And Mr. Beast is trying to defend himself. He goes, well, no, it's not like Burning Man. We built like a city that people could like you walk into doors. You know, there's like a shop over here. And Logan's like, yeah, they do that at Burning Man. And he's still trying to go. He goes, no, but it's not like Burning Man. We have like streets and there's like different streets. And when somebody asks for directions, they say, you walk down this street, you make a left on this street. And Logan's like, yes, that's Burning Man. He still doesn't fucking get it. He's like, you ripped off Burning Man. What don't you understand about this? I love that. Mr. Beast is sitting there like, but it's not. Like, you know?
I could say this. We built a city in the middle of nowhere. There's just a field.
What?
And
that's just Burning Man.
And we pulled up. No, we built like an actual city.
That's what they do at Burning Man.
Yeah, but like
you went to Burning Man.
Well, as in like buildings.
Buildings, like actually a walled-in city that the contestants lived in throughout the show.
What?
So
look at Logan's face. Look at Logan's face. Logan's like, that's Burning Man. Like Logan still is like, dude, what are you talking about? You ripped off Burning Man. That's like, I could imagine producers and stuff talking to Mr. Beast when they're in like their creative meetings, right? And the producers are like, what kind of challenge do you want to do? And he goes, I want everybody to play, I want everybody to like walk on a bridge, but the further they get on the bridge, the tiles start falling out, right? And they go, well, yeah, that's like Squid Game, right? And Mr. Beast's like, well, no, it's not like Squid Games because like every time one tile falls out, the next player like has to go. So like somebody eventually is going to like have to jump and they might jump on the tile that ends up falling through. And the producer's like, yeah, that's like Squid Games. And he goes, yeah, but you guys don't get it because like more than one person can make it to the other side, you know? And that's how many people will advance. Everybody else gets disqualified. And they're sitting there ripping their hair out going, that's fucking Squid Game. This is exactly what's happening here. And Logan's like, I don't even know if he gets it. And this is a bad sign. You have to be like a whole different level of retarded if Logan is sitting there trying to piece together like your reasoning. You know what I mean? And he's like, that doesn't make sense at all. This is like a different level right here. I got to watch this again. This is like actually classic.
I could say this. We built a city in the middle of nowhere. There's just a field.
What?
And
that's just Burning Man.
And we pulled up. No, we built like an actual city.
That's what they do at Burning Man.
Yeah, but like
you went to Burning Man.
Wait, as in like buildings?
Buildings, like actually a walled-in city that the contestants lived in throughout the show.
What?
So
and Logan again, that face. He goes, yeah, that's still Burning Man. I don't understand it. Like, why can't he seem to get that? And now remember, now Logan, he probably feels some kind of way about this. He's probably like, I'm about to make this guy look like a fucking asshole, because Logan's good for that bullying shit. Like, he doesn't care. If you remember when Mr. Beast did we didn't talk about this on the show, actually. I'm surprised we didn't. When Mr. Beast did that whole, like, all these influencers are winning, are competing for a chance to win $1 million for one of their subscribers or whatever. When they did that, Logan ended up releasing a video with all of this like behind the scenes footage from that same video. He ends up airing that Penguin Zero guy saying how much he likes Prime, how much he's like, oh, I'm sorry I talk shit about you on the show. It's just for YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Basically outing that guy as a hypocrite. He did the same thing to like this Ludwig guy. He tried pressing him during the show. Logan's showing all this footage on his channel. Like, see how easily I could bully these guys into like making me seem good, right? For them. Like, I know how to work this shit. I know how to play this game. So when Mr. Beast is sitting there like, yeah, Logan, you don't know what you're talking about. We didn't do Burning Man. We did something different. Now Logan's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Logan's about to start picking at him. Now watch. This shit's kind of funny too. I was telling you about how Mr. Beast likes to look into that camera. Logan's about to pick up on this. Watch.
Profits because it's day zero.
I throughout the show, I think I am allowed to say this. We gave away over $20 million throughout the show.
But wasn't the grand prize like
5? Yeah. It'll make sense when you watch it.
No. It doesn't make sense, Jimmy. It doesn't make sense because I know you had $100 million budget, but I also know.
Well, that's not. You don't know I had $100 million.
Well,
I've never said I had $100 million.
Yeah, but
that's what the headline said.
But you spent way more.
But yes, I also spent way more than $100 million. I somehow got one of the largest unscripted.
So now see, this whole thing, Logan's like sitting there talking to him. He's sitting there looking. I guess I should be looking into this camera now, right? He's looking at you. Why? That's not how this is supposed to work. He's supposed to be having a conversation with Logan. Why is when he sits there and brags about this? Why is he doing it all into the camera? Watch.
I never said I had $100 million.
Yeah, but
that's what the headline said.
But you spent way more.
But yes, I also spent way more than $100 million. I somehow got one of the largest unscripted deals in history, and then managed to lose tens of millions of dollars filming the show.
You know what I love about you? You're always playing the camera.
Oh, am I supposed to look at you?
I mean, we're having a conversation.
Look at that. See, you know it's bad. You know it's bad when Logan is sitting there calling you out for selfish behavior. That is very, very bad sign about who you are as a person. This guy is like all about the views. He will exploit his pregnant wife. He will exploit his dogs. This guy has had more pets than most people should have in a lifetime. This guy doesn't give a fuck. So when he's sitting there saying to you, I love how you play into the camera when we're supposed to be having a conversation, like this is not supposed to be how this shit works. You talking to like the king of turning everything into views, and he has a problem with this? That's an issue. Mr. Beast is a fucking robot.
You're always playing the camera.
Oh, am I supposed to look at you?
I mean, we're having a conversation.
I never even once thought of looking at you.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, Logan. It's just habit.
See that? Logan's like, bro, we're supposed to be having a conversation. Mr. Beast is like, bleep blorp.
What do you mean conversation? I do not know what you're talking about with this conversation because I am just a robot who's playing into the camera. I need the views. User retention is lowering. Oh my God. He like explodes. You know what I mean? This is not what this is supposed to be. Interviews are not supposed to be like this. This is fucking crazy. Now watch. Logan, throughout the interview, he keeps this kind of like calling Mr. Beast out kind of shit, right? They start getting on the whole topic of KSI wanting to fight Jake Paul or something like that, which is funny because they're entertaining this as if it's something that's going to happen at some point in the future. Jake Paul, as much as people like to talk shit, would mop the floor with KSI. I would pay good money to see that fight. It'd be like watching a Rottweiler tear apart a Chihuahua is what I meant to say. Picture that. Picture seeing a huge Rottweiler just tear apart a Chihuahua. I don't want to see that in real life, but that's what it would be like if KSI fought Jake Paul, and that I would like to see. That is insanity that they're even like entertaining this, right? And they're trying to like let it go and move on, and Mr. Beast won't stop. And he keeps going and going and going and going to the point to where like Logan's like, bro, are you fucking okay, bro? Like, why the fuck will you not let this go? Now watch, I'll show you. I won't keep you. I'll show you.
Partnering again.
New brand. Yo, you guys just boxed again.
God damn it.
Oh, wait. All right. I will move on. But seriously, JJ,
I'm
it would
working
be,
on music.
It would be the coolest thing if you and Jake just duked it out.
bypass.
I promise you, it would be the coolest thing ever.
I have a
imaginable.
song with Trippie Redd.
It would literally break the internet.
Are you on Adderall or something?
No,
What the fuck? I love that, dude. So now you see where Logan's coming from. I know I can. I see exactly where Logan's coming from. Like, they just keep trying to move on from this whole Jake Paul KSI fight thing, right? It's getting to the point to where KSI is like, bro, you know I got like a music career, bro. I'd be out there doing shit like in the studio, you know? Mr. Beast doesn't care. He blasts right past it. He goes, yeah, but the fight with Logan Paul or Jake Paul. He goes, that'd be so epic to the point to where Logan Paul asks him if he's fucking high on Adderall. Mind you, this guy is like child entertainment YouTube star #1. Okay? So to even have somebody ask you something like this in public is a bad look. This shit is classic right here. Watch how he just steamrolls the shit out of KSI. KSI trying to brag about his music career. Mr. Beast not giving a fuck.
AJ,
I'm working on music.
It would be the coolest thing if you and Jake just duked it out.
Bypass.
I promise.
Look at KSI, bro. Just bypass that, mate. Just bypass the fact that I'm talking about me music, mate. It's no big deal, you know. I'm just sitting here trying to change the subject, trying to promote my businesses too. You know, it's not all about Logan and Mr. Beast. Why can't I get mine for once? Why can't we talk about my music career for once? You want to sit here and talk about a fight? Okay, mate.
It would be the coolest thing ever.
I have a song with Trippie Redd.
I got a song with Trippie Redd, mate. Mr. Beast blows past that too.
It would literally break the internet.
Are you on Adderall or something?
No, I just want to see it so bad.
I love that. Are you on Adderall or something, bro? He's like, no, man. I'm just trying to see a fight, bro. Like, that's all it is. I'm just trying to see a goddamn fight. And this type of like dumb shit with Mr. Beast, this like childish stuff, because it's not like Mr. Beast didn't hear him. Whether he was on Adderall or not, he heard what KSI was saying. He just chose to ignore him because he thought that what he was saying would be more entertaining to the viewer. He thought that what he is saying is going to keep the audience retention at an all-time high. That's this bullshit with Mr. Beast. That's all he thinks about. That's his whole life. He just goes, how can we keep user retention high? You know? And when you're thinking like that, like I said 100 times already in this episode, you're basically just a robot. That's all this guy is. He's just a views robot. His whole life is going to be just YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. To the point to where, like, I could see this guy dying lonely as fuck, miserable as hell. And the only thing he's going to have is all of his hard drives, you know? He's just going to be At least I got all my footage, you know. That's all this guy's gonna care about. And this childish behavior is kind of like taking over like who he is, you know? Like if you're making that much children content, eventually you're just gonna get consumed in your work. You're gonna start acting like a kid too. Everybody on every Mr. Beast show you ever see that's like part of the cast or crew, not the contestants, Mr. Beast's actual buddies, they all act like 12-year-olds. They're all like 22, 23, 25, 29, whatever. And he continues to act like this to the point to where like this guy actually understands like childhood lingo. Like I did a whole episode on like the slang that kids are using nowadays. I couldn't understand half the shit. Mr. Beast understands it all, and it kind of makes him sound like he's having a stroke. This shit's crazy. Watch, listen to this.
Everything by Aura.
It totally is, dude. TikTok's ruined my life. Except it keeps me cool and young, you know? Because like now that I'm a dad almost, we're all approaching that time. Man, I wonder if we're just not gonna be cool to the kids anymore. Moreover, I wonder if they're not gonna be cool to us. Like there's definitely times where I hear these kids say these dumbass things, like Alpha Sigma Riz, whatever they're saying, and I'm just like, yo, y'all are weirdos.
You know they use
like, so okay, this is where it's about to start getting out of hand. Logan saying how TikTok, he doesn't like it, but he still scrolls on it because it makes him feel young. If that's what you need to make you feel young, you're retarded. So now he is going through that whole rigmarole. He goes, but the shit that I hear on there, these kids, they're saying like Alpha Sigma Riz, the skibbity toilet, you know what I mean? All this crazy shit. And KSI is about to come in and be like, oh, did you know that they use Ohio as an insult, mate? Now they're using Ohio as an insult, mate. You got to hear this shit, man.
Like, there's definitely times where I hear these kids say these dumbass things, like Alpha Sigma Riz, whatever they're saying, and I'm just like, yo, y'all are weirdos.
You know they use Ohio as an insult. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Well, Ohio.
Is that where they eat the cats?
Bro, what do they say? Hold on, no. Stop. Stop.
What?
What do they?
Mr. Beast coming in with that edgy ass joke. Is that where they eat the cats? Are they eating cats out there with the Alpha Sigmas, the brains, and all that? Now listen to the rest of this. This is about Mr. Beast is about to try to get in on this conversation. He's like, I know all the childhood lingo, and the shit that comes out, it sounds like he's legitimately having a stroke. This is insane.
They say like you're Ohio. You're
so that
Ohio?
means cringe.
Shut the
It
Oh,
does.
yeah,
it
bro.
does.
Ohio means cringe.
What is it?
Yeah.
What's the ding?
See, so Mr. Beast is like, it does. I know exactly what it means. It does. It means cringe. I know, because I'm a child myself.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah,
it
bro.
does.
Ohio means cringe.
What is it?
Yeah.
What's the dingle dong riz? Or what's it? What did they say? Turkish Quando Riz.
A whole state.
Blue tie Ohio Riz.
Yo, that's like.
Do you know Blue tie Ohio Riz?
Like, what do you say?
This guy is legitimately having a goddamn fucking stroke. It's to the point to where like Logan's looking at him like, bro, what are you saying to me right now? Like, he's just, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, is it the skibbity the Quando Riz? Is it the Blue Hio Tower Riz? The skibbity whippity Riz? He sounds like a robot. Once again, saying this like a robot that's having like a malfunction right now. You know? Listen to this. And Logan's, the whole time he's saying this, Logan's looking at him like, why did I go into business with this fucking guy? Watch this.
What is it? What's the dingle dong Riz? Or what's it? What did they say? Turkish Quando Riz.
A whole state.
Blue tie Ohio Riz.
Yo, that's like.
Do you know Blue tie Ohio Riz?
Like, what are you saying?
Blue tie?
He's looking at Logan like, what's the matter? You don't hang out with 13-year-olds? How do you not know what Blue tie Ohio Riz is? With the Quandel Turkish and the skibbity dibbity Riz. How do you not know this? Logan's like, yeah, I make kids content. I don't hang out with kids. Jimmy's like, what do you mean you don't hang out with kids? He's like, half my staff hangs out with fucking kids. What are you talking about? How do you make stuff for kids if you're not hanging out with them all the time? Like, and you don't even know this slang? Like, and once again, he's like, why did I go into business with this guy? What are you talking about? Listen to this shit.
No Riz.
A whole state.
Blue Tie, Ohio Riz.
Yo, that's like.
Do you know Blue Tie, Ohio Riz?
Like, what are you saying?
Blue Tie?
No, I don't.
He was the Riz Master before the Riz Master.
No.
Oh my gosh, Logan.
Oh my gosh, Logan. Oh my gosh. You don't know the Blue Tie? He was the Riz before the Riz. And no, he doesn't know. He's having children. He's not fucking hanging out with them. This guy, I'm telling you, after this whole Ava Chris Tyson bullshit, every single thing that comes out of Mr. Beast's mouth, I'm always like, he's a pedophile. Like, it doesn't matter what he could say the nicest, sweetest thing. I'm going to be like, that shit is somehow linked to pedophilia. That's like the whole thing. And just seeing him knowing all this little kid lingo, like, how do you know that? If you're not, like, obviously not spending time, he probably doesn't spend time with children in person, but how do you not know that if you're not at least spending time with children online? Like, this guy's got Mr. Beast Reacts, gaming channels, all that. Probably hanging out with 13-year-olds on the fucking Call of Duty servers or some shit, like, nonstop. This is crazy. And then what else do we got here? Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let's listen to Logan Paul. We'll end the episode on this one. Logan Paul starts talking about how he's about to be a dad soon. And by the time this comes out, and even by the time this episode aired, he had already had the baby and stuff. But when they were filming this, he hadn't had the kid yet. So they're talking about all that. And Logan starts joking around about how he's like, I'm gonna make the whole birth, room like a vibe, like me and my wife, we're gonna have like a king size bed. I'm gonna get some lights. We're gonna hang the lights everywhere. Like, I'm gonna turn this into like a real marketing situation. And like, they're all kind of like, wait, what? You gonna do all that shit? Like, what are you, fucking crazy? He's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna exploit the shit out of my wife's pregnancy. Watch this.
Moment.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of you can fall into a trap of trying to deliver the next best thing to your viewer because you wanna entertain. And if you don't have like a good team around you who's willing to tell you no, it can get dangerous.
Yeah.
I agree.
And at the end of the day,
you told me the same thing 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, after a series of mistakes in my early 20s, I've learned a lot. And that's why I'm ready for fatherhood. And Nina actually just sent me the text that she's going into labor.
Fuck off.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, that would have been nuts.
Crazy. I'm out, boys. Nah.
You get the FaceTime. It's her going, my water broke, and she's in an ambulance or something.
I'm out of here.
How quick you running?
I'm out of here.
Like, are you even saying I'm out of here, or are you just running out?
I'll probably say I'm out of here.
Nah, this is what's funny to me about this whole thing. So he's sitting there going, he made a joke. Oh, my wife just texted me her water broke. No, I'm just kidding, guys. So they go, how fast would you get out of here if that happened? He's like, I'd be out of here lickety split. Mr. Beast goes, okay. She FaceTimed you. She goes, my water broke. Like that. Imagine Logan's wife actually calling him and just being right in the face and going, my water broke. And that's all she says on the thing. Now Logan's freaking out, right? He has to hurry up to get out of there, right? I want to show you what Logan's pregnancy actually looked like. When he set that room up for his wife, like he's about to explain, I want to actually find pictures of that for you and see what the waiting room actually looked like. Because this guy, he really did deck the whole shit out. Like I think he had like prime cans sitting around and shit like that. Like it was a whole thing. So watch this shit. Look at this right here. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. Look at this guy. His wife, she has a tumbler balancing on her stomach. He's got lights everywhere, stuff like that. In this episode, he's about to talk about how he had like a California king set up for them in the birthing room. That shit don't look like a California king to me. But he's got all the lights. Once again, prime bottle over there. You know, he's really looking at how to market this whole thing. And now he's about to talk about how he'd be out of there lickety split if his wife ended up. No, he'd be. Okay, this is how it would actually go. His wife calls him. She goes, my water broke. You got to get over here right now. He goes, baby, I'm on my way. He hangs up the phone. He goes, guys, my wife's water just broke. Now he goes and looks over at the production team. He goes, guys, gather the king-size bed. I need you guys to take all that and load it into the back of the truck right now. Get it all out now. Get loaded into the truck. It's going to take you guys at least 15 minutes. So get all that stuff. I need you other guys over here. You got to get all the lights. Hey, you, go get the forklift. We're going to bring 3 pallets of Prime over to the hospital. We're going to use it as an opportunity to give them all out to all the patients, stuff like that. So he goes, we need at least 45 minutes to pack all this stuff up. So you guys gotta move because my wife is having this kid now. That's how I picture that whole situation. So it's now an hour and a half after she's broke the news to him that her water broke, right? And he's just heading to the hospital now after packing up all this bullshit to bring to the hospital. And then when he gets there, they probably go, you can bring in 1 Prime bottle and you could bring in a set of string lights, and that's it. That's it. But we don't need all this extra shit. I don't care who you are. Okay? Now, to hear him say all this, I'd be out of there lickety split, man. I'd be out of there so fast. That's dog shit.
Easy. I'm out, boys.
You get the FaceTime. It's her going, my water broke, and she's in an ambulance or something.
I'm out of here.
How quick you running?
I'm out of here.
Like, are you even saying I'm out of here, or are you just running out?
I'll probably say I'm out of here. Probably.
Okay.
What if she trolls you? Like, and she was just like,
yo,
oh, what if she trolls you, dog? He's like, yeah, I'm out of here, but after we spent an hour and a half packing up all that shit so we could take some dope-ass photos on the way to the hospital. So let's give it up for Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, and KSI. Probably some of the biggest retards that you're ever going to meet in your entire life. Let's get some music going so that we can get ready to get out of here. Once again, as always, I love having you guys back for yet another ridiculous episode of Lost Ox Media. Be sure to catch us at youtube.com/@LostAUXmedia. That's youtube.com/@LostOxMedia. You can catch those video episodes every Wednesday at 4 p.m., audio episodes same day at 5 a.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and everywhere else you listen to your favorite podcasts. That way, you can listen to the episodes on the way to work in the morning. When you get home from work, you can watch them. That's just the way that we do things here. So, until next time, I thank you again for joining me. Goodbye.
Aphrodite, Bendisca, Osteonissus, Hera, Hermes, Icarus, Narcissus, Medusa, Ephesus, Ashalalala, Sisus, Minerva, Ecubus, I love it when you couscous.